everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So I'm going to continue today with Johanna Basford's Magical Jungle 2-page elephant spread. I still haven't worked out how I'm going to do the elephant more realistic, so I'm just going to keep going with this top layer of leaves and work our way down. I probably will have to stop at times to go back over my previous video and get the colour of these leaves because I can't remember what colour they were at the moment. I have picked out some colours for 3 of the leaves I'm going to be doing here, but then with those I'm going to have to then go through and work out more colours because I've decided for this image I kind of want to stick to more of the earthy tones and like greens and like our orangey browns and our purpley pinky sort of colours and that up here, so it's kind of a bit tricky to me because I'm used to using all sorts of bright colours, but I will work it out. But yeah, so I'm going to have to stop at times to go back and find out what the colours of these leaves are, some of the leaves are, and try and work out other colours, but I just wanted to get started on this one and continue it because I was in the mood for this one today, so I'm still going to rotate, but I'm going to rotate them kind of as I feel like different ones, so do one of one type, one of the next, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I hope you'll enjoy this, and yeah. So I'm still trying to decide. I've picked 3 different lots of colours and I'm trying to decide which particular colours I want where. I think for a start I am going to start with this leaf here underneath these purpley pinky tones from last time, and I'm hoping this will all sort of work in together, and we're going to continue with our Fabercastell Polychromos pencils, and we're going to start with our Magenta, and I want to do this for all the shadows, so sort of since our light source are coming from kind of this way or behind these leaves, I'm going to do this. There are spots here where I've drawn in that I am going to have to go and find out the colours for, but I'll do that after we've started a bit. So we're starting with our magenta and we want to go around all these areas with shadows, as well as other areas. So yeah. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to bring some of this purple magenta down into this part too, and just do a light little shadow area along here. As well. So I'm just going to move these colours over. I'm still not sure of colours for all of them, but I know now I kind of want to keep it to those earthy tones. Normally I do really fantasy-esque colours and purples and pinks and everything, but I think this time I kind of wanted to keep it to more earthy sort of natural colours if I can. It may not be totally realistic, but I'm not necessarily aiming for realistic. I'm just thinking I kind of like how these earthy sort of more natural tones are coming out in the book. And yeah, and I am going back to that spot to add in our lighter sort of magenta areas as well, but I want to finish these shadow bits first before I do that. But so yeah, I hope you'll enjoy this anyway. This is just kind of how I've sort of been thinking about it now whilst watching it, and whilst in the mood today. I was doing all of these pencil tests and I realised I kind of want to keep it to more natural colours, because I was looking at the pinks and purples, but like whilst it kind of works with these colours, I kind of felt like I didn't want that colour in there so much, so that's why I've decided to try and keep it to some of like our reddish yellows, greens, those sorts of colours if I can. So yeah, because normally I'm sort of very much like even limited colours. I go with bright colours that really work, and I want to test myself for a change and try doing more natural neutral tones, because I'm normally not necessarily doing those tones, and so I want to test myself and see if I can sort of finish an image that looks great with some of those more neutral sort of tones. Like we'll probably still have some blues and stuff in here for the water and that, but I just wanted to test myself and see what I could do. Like even the lion I'm doing, even though that's limited colours, I feel like it's very easy for me because it's sort of these bright, vibrant colours. And like, whilst I'm not saying these aren't bright and vibrant and that, for some reason I'm finding in myself that it's kind of more difficult for me choosing when I'm working with these colours than it is with like my lion, which is sort of brighter. Like it kind of is neutral tones, but it's still fairly bright and vibrant, and some of my other pieces are sort of finding this one a bit harder to decide exactly the colours I want in that. So I'm going to challenge myself and just see what I can do. I'm thinking, and I just want to add in a bit of shadow along this tippy bit of the leaf here, just a little bit. But yeah, I hope you'll enjoy it anyway. There we go. So next we want to come in with our Fabercastell light cadmium red, Polychromos light cadmium red. We want to bring that over all these previous colours because we want to change the colour a bit, and we also want to bring some of our orange out into these areas as well, or red. But yeah, for some reason I'm finding it a bit more difficult choosing the colours and stuff for this one using these colour tones, so it's a good chance for me to try it and see how I go, because I'm not always so confident just using these sorts of colour tones together. Like, I'm sure I can do it, but yeah, I just want to see how it all works out and how it goes, and that show myself that I can do it even with the colour tone areas that I'm not so comfortable in. Like the lion was easy with those colours because lions are typically sort of those browny colours anyway, so. And whilst I know leaves are typically these colours too, it's kind of like I feel like that it's not so easy for me because typically, well, hang on, I can show you. Back here, like, see my leaves here, I've gone with a lot of these really bright greens and stuff, and I sort of feel like those bright greens don't necessarily fit, but there is an idea there. I just found an idea for another leaf, this purple one here. Hang on, I'll just remove this. But see these bluey greens and that, I feel like they don't totally fit in there, and I think these were done with the Prismacolor pencils, but there's an idea like a purplish green there, which I think could work. But even like these reddish greens, they might work. But like these, the deep rich greens, for some reason I just feel like I don't want quite so many of those in the image. Like I've seen some really pretty ones with a heap of the deep greens, but I've kind of started it more with our olive greens and just the random sort of deep green. So we've sort of got our orange olives, then our olive coloured leaves, then our pinkish maroni sort of leaves. Now we're starting with this magenta sort of red orange leaf, and we've just got the random bright green leaf. So that's kind of, I kind of don't necessarily want too much bright green in this one for some reason. I'm probably crazy, and I'm just adapting, adding a bit more of the magenta in to adapt those blending lines a bit, because they're a bit too prominent for my liking right this minute. Like I will go back with the cadmium and the light cadmium red, which we're coming back in with now, and go over those a bit again. But yeah, I guess we have to challenge ourselves every now and then out of our comfort zone. I guess we do. I'm just going to do a bit of a streak of our orangish reddish colour around here. I want to try and leave space for the yellow if I can. Or leave some space for the orangish yellow. I think that kind of works because you can still tell the difference between this one and the back one, which is good. Now, our last colour for that leaf is dark chrome yellow, Fabercastell Polychromos, and we just want to bring that colour in over all of these other colours. It's kind of that magenta hasn't blended as well as I was hoping it would, so I'm just bringing that in as I go at times to fix up a bit of that sort of blending line between the pencil colours. As much as possible anyway. It's not totally possible to completely fix the lines because even the orange seems to be standing out, or the cadmium red or light cadmium red or whichever it is seems to be standing out a fair bit. So just fix it up as best we can. Making sure we also go around these edge areas with our dark chrome yellow. Whoops, just throwing the pencil around, good one me. I just want to correct some of these areas in here, so we're just correcting with our colours that we've already used, just trying to make the blending lines look a little more natural. Here we are. So that's our orangish yellow leaf, and yeah, I think that really works with that colour. I think it does. Yeah, I do kind of want to keep it to these colours with more minimal of the like bright green, greeny blue sort of coloured leaves. I want to use them a little bit, but not excessively, if that makes sense. So yeah. So next coloured leaf I'm thinking I'll work on is this one here. I think I'm actually going to pause before I come into that one just because of the time. And yeah, so I will be back shortly. So hey everyone, so I'm back. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to continue here with our next leaf. We're going to start with our Fabercastell Polychromos Pine Green again. We can use Pine Green again. And we want to go around all our shadow areas, which is sort of these areas around this leaf, sort of up our spine and where these stems go out, as well as possibly a bit around the bottom edge of this leaf due to where our light source is sort of coming from. So we're going to start with that. I really hope you're enjoying these videos anyway. I am enjoying making them. And yeah. So we're back. Sorry, I had to stop that briefly there, and now I've misplaced my pencil, haven't I? There it is, underneath things. So we're continuing with our pine green, pine green, and we want to continue along this. Oh, that's a different colour that I was thinking was the olivey colour, but yeah. So we want to continue along where our shadows are, because this is sort of our darkest colour. I'm just trying not to go too much over that one like I just did. So I'm going to go back with our little lighter areas once we get this colour down. But yeah, oops, I forgot to start the music again. I'll just be 1 minute while I start that. There we go, that's better. It was a little quiet for a minute there. I do that sometimes when I pause in between to take a brief break. I stop the music and then forget to turn it on again. There is where the colour's been taken off the page, I'm just noticing along the edge areas. Or maybe I just didn't colour those spots as much. Maybe I missed them because I wasn't able to see those spots properly, but we'll correct them later. But there are a few spots where the pencil colour has actually started coming off the paper, so I'm trying to be careful not to do that too much. Add in some of our light shadow bits to allow for the easier blending of the colours. there's that colour. Next I want to come in with Permanent Green, but this one isn't, there seems to be two different types of Permanent Greens. There seems to be an olive, which was the one I was confused with, and then just the normal Permanent Green. We want to bring that over all those colours and try and bring a bit out as well for our next colour layer as we go. But I'll probably bring that out once I at least get these areas covered anyway. I will. Coming out looking okay, I think. Well, I reckon it is anyway. And we're doing our little light shadow areas as well as we go, kind of thing, over these dark areas, trying to add in the Permanent Green on top of those dark areas to create our depths and shadows, but also bringing this out a bit to extend into our next colour. I'm wondering if that's not actually meant to be the green there, if that's meant to be the orange where this little spot is here. But, oh well, it's done now. And lastly, we want to come in with Earth Green, Yellowish. We want to bring that over all of these colours. So we want to turn it into a lot more of an earthy green kind of colour. And then I'll probably pause it again and go and touch up some areas that I want to touch up, and then we'll come back with our next colour or a next leaf. I'll probably also, whilst I'm doing those touch-ups, I'll probably also go and have a look at the past video as to what colour I used for those leaves, so that I can have them all lined up, because I didn't actually write down the particular leaves. I wrote down the colours, but not the particular leaves. So yeah, I tend to regularly do that, but at least I got the videos to go back and look at anyway, because I keep files of all the videos I do. So, well, I could always use YouTube, but it seems to be quicker because I can just speed through them on my PC on normal sort of, with the normal stuff. So yeah, quite like how that's coming out. And it's kind of different to these ones here, I think, too. If I look at it, I'm just standing up to look. Yeah, there is a bit of a difference between them with the differences in colour. So it's nice. It is. It's nice. I think it might have been a pine green that we used for the start of that colour too, I don't know. But yeah, I'm quickly going to pause. I'm going to go and find out those pencil colours, and then I'm going to touch up those areas, and then we're going to come back because we've got this leaf, but I'm not sure. I'm thinking I should probably do these little leaves and this leaf at least before we do that, because of the fact that it is kind of shall we say, if I have to flip it, my hand will be resting on this one, then I'm trying to reduce the amount of colour loss as possible through the use of my hand till I can sort that out, because I noticed the Polychromos seems to be notorious for losing colour as you're colouring it and having to retouch it. So I'm trying to sort of work around that by working on patches where I can try and do the minimal amount of my hand touching the colour of the pencil as possible. So yeah, I will be back shortly. So hey everyone, I'm back. So I found out our pencil colours for these two leaves here. I also didn't really end up doing much touch-ups here because I realised the reason why it's kind of looks a bit iffy up here is because I've damaged it and bent the page back and stuff when colouring when I was hitting the edge, which since I've been trying to work hard not to do. So yeah, that's kind of what's happened there. So we're just going to continue on. I think I want to do this leaf, and I'm considering doing this leaf the same as this one, just because I'm thinking it could be nice and I can always actually make it look like this one, so change it a bit. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm actually going to use my Fabercastell 2B pencil, and I'm just going to use that to make these changes, and I'm going to basically straighten up the lines for the middle spine of the leaf to there, and then when we come to this spot I'm actually just going to draw the second stem out from it to match them up. I'm just trying to do like roughly equal lengths to what Johanna's drawn with her leaves in the first place, because the reason why I'm thinking I would like to have these ones sort of the same, these two the same, is just because I think it kind of, I feel it would work nicely together, and I feel that would sort of, I guess, allow me to continue a bit of that olivey green without these reddy colours and the pinky colours and that taking over too much, because I don't want to completely take over the colours with these reds and oranges and that when we've still got to do our rocks and stuff like that. So I still want to have those colours in there, but I want to have a nice amount of those olive greens and stuff like that too. So that's what I'm going to do there. So I'm just going to scoop into my pencil tray and get these out. So let's just get our Polychromos pencil tin here. I'm considering entering Johanna Basford's entry thing, but I don't actually have a way of printing it out, so I can't actually do it. Because I know Johanna Basford has just announced a new competition to win a signed copy of her book and some Fabercastell Polychromos pencils, which I figure, well, I've kind of already got the set thanks to saving. So as much as I would like to enter, the fact that I don't have a printer means that I can't enter. So I also feel like whilst it would be nice to win it, it is random, so it's nice that she's doing it, that it's random, so everybody has a fair chance. I really think that is a really good idea, that she's giving everyone a chance by having it random, so people have more of a chance. But yeah, mostly the fact that I think I'm not going to enter is just because of the fact that I've pretty much Permanent Green Olive. I pretty much don't have a printer, so yeah, and my friend's away, so he can't print it out for me, so yeah, I'll just keep working on these. So Naples Yellow, oh, that's this bottom one. Naples Yellow. There we go. And then, what was it? Chrome Oxide Green we also need. Not Cobolt Green. There. Okay. Let's move those out again. So yeah, I think unfortunately this time I'm not going to be able to do it, but maybe in the future I'll try entering one of Johanna's competitions. I don't know, but in the meantime I just want to keep working on this, and I've decided for certain now that I'm in my colour along things, I'm definitely going to keep a piece of Johanna's and a piece of Millie's going the whole time. I may have a couple of Millie's and a couple of Johanna's going, but I'm also going to keep going with the other colouring books I've got, because I've got quite a few, and yeah, so it makes sense to keep going with those, but I do just want to keep some Johanna and Millie constantly going in this colour along, or not in this colour along, what am I thinking? I want to keep some Johanna's and Millie's because I've noticed it seems to be the things that people really want, but I also want to keep some other pieces from my other colouring books going at different times too, because sometimes people are looking for something that's slightly different. So I'm going to try and keep some popular and some kind of popular but not so much looked for, and then some I guess just random ones that I just want to colour kind of thing. And there is a piece I'm thinking of bringing back to do with my galaxy background in Hannah Carlson's Dagdroma, I think it is, and I haven't actually done the horse or anything, and some people have been interested in how the background's done in that again, so I thought I might actually bring that in an actual full video kind of thing and show how to do that. So yeah, there's things that I'm thinking of and things I'm going to be working towards, and it's just going to be juggling time kind of thing, because I'm also now doing my review books for HarperCollins and things like that, and yeah, I just want to keep rotating things and adding things in. As said, I've only got one part of Millie Marotta's Lion left, so next part of Millie Marotta's Lion and we'll be done, which is kind of sad but kind of happy, because I'll finally get to see him completely finished, which will be awesome, because I've worked out it's probably 20 or more hours for that line. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him finished, and I hope you will too. And yeah, so I'm just going to keep working through the things that I've got, but as I go I may add some new things in as new colouring books come out of Johanna's or Millie's or those sorts of things. That's what I'm thinking, but I'm thinking rather than just stopping Johanna's, because when I asked people what they might like to see, a couple of people particularly requested this page, so I decided to do it. And I have added pieces on here, and you will find the drawing video on how to do that. I have posted to my page. I didn't actually show how I was drawing it at the time because it took me over 6 hours to fill in the few details I did. So yeah, but yeah, I should keep going here rather than chatting. So we're gonna do Permanent Green Olive. So this is where I was getting confused before. There's actually a Permanent Green and then there's a Permanent Green Olive. So try not to confuse those like I did. And we want to do that along these leaves here. So kind of following where our shadows go, as well as our stems. And we will have other sort of so sorry about that, my camera battery decided to die on me. So whoops. So lucky I didn't get too far. We just basically did some of our shadows on this leaf and filled that in. We haven't even continued on the second leaf yet. So, well, we started briefly on it, but I heard the camera switch off, so I stopped. So we're just continuing with our Permanent Green Olive. And we want to continue that up along this area too, because of the fact that it kind of is behind things a bit. I'm doing our little light shadow area to allow for better blending. And then this little area here we would do too. Yeah, I think that's right. I think I've done that on the right side. I hope so. But yeah, I've done it the same side as the others, so yeah, that works. So yeah. So next we want to come in with our pale Geranium Lake. We want to bring that over all those colours we had previously, as well as try and bring out a bit of our pale Geranium Lake colour. Next we want to come in with our dark cadmium orange. I'm going to bring that up over these colours, and some areas will be finished filling in with the dark cadmium orange. So you'll see as I go exactly where I have drawn in leaves, and this is why I've shown you how to draw them so that you can sort of add them in yourself if you want to, because I couldn't go with it was just taking me too long to decide exactly where I wanted the colours and all of that, and that's why I decided not to record me drawing it in, because it was just taking me so long and I didn't want to basically, I guess, waste people's time with that. If you would have rather I left the drawing, actually recorded the drawing part, even though it took me 6 hours to draw it all, let me know. But I did try to show you how to do that so you could add it in yourself. So I hope that helps anyway. Next we want to bring in our Naples Yellow. And we want to bring that over the rest of these colours, and I forgot to leave some light shades of orange there. That's better. We want to bring it over all the colours too. And then lastly we want to bring in our Chrome Oxide Green, and we just want to basically trace that up the spine and around the base of the shadows of the leaves, and just where our sort of permanent olive green went, just to bring out those shadows and those spines and that a bit more again. What we want to do there. And then I need a drink quickly, so I'll just pause, and then I'm going to come back and I'll do this leaf, and then I'm tossing up, do I do this leaf before this one, or no? Yeah, I might, oh no, I won't actually, because there's two of that leaf there, so probably do this leaf then this leaf, and then I'll probably look at some of these leaves. So yeah, I will be back shortly anyway. There we go, that's better. So next we're going to bring back our colours of this leaf again, and as I showed you how to draw that in, if I fill in any details as I go, I will show you how to do that as I go on the camera. So we want to bring back our pine green. We want to follow all those shadows as well as bring it up our spine areas. And we'll do our light sources at the end as we did last time. And just draw in those fill-in lines as best you can. That's what I did, because you may not get them exact, and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking some of mine aren't exact, so yeah. Trying not to go too much over other areas if you can avoid it. I try not to go too much over, but sometimes I still go over the lines. And I just want to draw in these lines before I go too far there. And pretty much anywhere leaves are overhanging, I'm pretty much making those shadows if they're overhanging the leaf behind them. And then here too, I want to also bring the shadows down to this side of the leaf. And then we want to go in with our little light shading area to allow us to blend it all together easier and create those depths and shadows. I'm going to bring our shadows up just center spine, and also over these little areas, including a little bit out to the side and in the center of these gaps. And the reason why I sort of did it firmish with the pencil lead was so that it would kind of stand out a bit more. Like it sometimes helps it to stand out, like you can't totally see it, but I find when it's not the black ink, and I'm not going to use black ink to fill in those areas because of the fact that it does smudge, I've found. Maybe I don't have the right pencil for that, the right pen for that, but yeah, so I tend to, if I'm doing something like that, and I'll either try to draw it really light, or draw it a little bit so that it will still show a bit, but it'll still be covered by the pencil colour, but allow that pencil colour to stand out more. Next we want our just permanent green. So the brighter permanent green. And I'm going to do our little shadow bits once we've finished filling in these permanent greens. I'm going to bring the light shadows as well as a bit of this permanent green out once we've got this bit coloured. I hope that's making sense because my brain's starting to feel tired. Well, it has been all day, but yeah. Now we want to do our little light areas and bring out a bit of our permanent green out from those spots. And then lastly we want to come in with our earth green yellowish. I actually don't mind that green tones as it is kind of thing, but I felt it would be too deep a green for the tones that I want to try and keep this at, which is those olivey sort of greens with a bit of the odd really deep greens, and oranges and reds and sort of pinky tones and reddish tones and stuff like that. I still kind of feel like it is a bit trickier for me choosing the pencil colours with this because I can't just use any and every colour in the book like I normally would. If I was doing something like this, I would just randomly combine any and every colour, but this one I kind of feel like for me it's forming into more of the tones that we're using at the moment rather than my normal colour tones, but it does kind of, I guess it's a little like a limitation kind of thing with the colours you can use. Like you can still use the colours but you're kind of still limiting yourself, and I guess that's what's making it kind of trickier because of the fact that I kind of really want it in these colours because it's something different to what I would normally do, and the fact that I am kind of limiting some colours that I would normally use does make it trickier for me to choose and decide which colours work. And there we go. So that is that colour. Now I want to do this leaf here, which is those colour tones, is it? Yeah, I think it's those colour tones. So we got our colour tones here. We're actually going to start with Caput Mortuum Violet, I think it is called. And I'm going to start by tracing around the shadows of these. These pencils, I actually haven't used a lot of these colours a lot because they aren't my usual colours. But I think if this turns out as well as I think it will, I probably will start using them a lot more. Because as a lot of you may have noticed, I tend to typically choose really bright out there tones. Like the lion, I guess that was more natural tones, but that's kind of the odd occurrence, I guess, for me. I think I'm actually going to find, I kind of want to do this slightly different tone on this outer edge area, sort of a bit similar to these leaves here, but not so it's a little different from the inside of the leaf. I'm thinking it could be interesting, but I've just got to find the colour once I do this. A cream would possibly work. Yeah, maybe a cream or the pink. Just gonna have a quick look at this, so bear with me. I just want to do a test on my piece of paper, and so this probably isn't going to work out as well as it would off this bit. I just want to see what it looks like with the cream, if I prefer it with the cream or with the pink. So, oops, yep, back in the right spot, and I want more the peachy pink rather than the bright pinks. So I'm just going to come down here. I think this was the colour from our skin tone area. I just want to see which I prefer, and I'm not sure that you saw this one here is the one with the cream. Because it's pretty much filling up the area, so I just want to see what it looks like with that filled. And I'm just going to have to, and I think I'm going to go with the peachy colour, and I'm just going to have to pause and go and sort out Lily because she's barking a lot. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute. I just need to sort this out. So I'm back. So I think she was barking at someone out in the backyard of the neighbours because she doesn't seem to like them. So yeah, we're back anyway. So I'm going to come in with our dark flesh, it's called, and I want to bring that in. I want to make sure we got a bit of this, our light shading area all over. So I want to just lightly shade all the little space that's left, so there's no white space with our Caput Mortuum Violet, I think it is. I just want to fill in those areas lightly, and then we're going to come in with our dark flesh as I've started here, and try not to do too much over the edge or it does wreck the edge of your coloured image, which is not good and not fun when that happens. We just want to bring that over all these little spaces slash areas. And I'm thinking now I may actually change the colour tones I was going to do with this one a bit, just because I kind of like the contrast to this pinky sort of purpley browny tones too, because we've got a lot of these reddy oranges around it, so, and just limited, so I'm thinking I might do this sort of more these tones, but maybe add in some dark purples or something into it, I'm thinking as well, and continue it that way, I'm thinking, just because I like the contrast to the thing. I do. So I'm just going to bring, where is our piece of paper again? Here. So you want this, you want our I'm just going to try some different colour samples here and see how they turn out. So we're still using the two colours we just had, but we want to see what else might fit in with those to make it interesting, but still stick with our colour tones that we want, or rough colour tones of what we want. I actually like that combo there a lot, actually. I just need a lightish pink, I think, to finish it. So just a minute whilst I find this pink. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was that. Yeah, it was that one. Put these back. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do one more test here, because it's still keeping it fairly similar, but it is adding in a bit of purple, but I think it's keeping it roughly in the colour area that we want, a more sort of earthy colour area. So I feel it's still keeping that, so I think it definitely works. And I probably put it slightly too close, but yeah, I think that works. So we've got our colour tone, which has changed, and I'm just going to put these ones back. I don't know if they're in exactly the right spot, but we'll work it out later. So we're going to continue with our Caput Mortuum Violet, I think it is, and we want to bring it into these little line areas here. And then we're going to add it in along these areas, and we'll add in some shadows in a bit. We will. Just want to draw these first. Now what we probably want to do, because our light source is coming this way, we'll probably have our shadows this spot and a bit up along here, I think, where our little spine bit or little triangle area is, and we want to, I'm just going to smooth it lightly around those areas, so where the point was, well, not was, is. So I'm just going to switch this spot around. Because it's going to make it easier to do this, because it was starting to get a bit awkward. And we just want to, it's basically like we're gradually smoothing it into these areas. So, and we want to just add a bit of like darker shadows in some of those areas, but not just up to the edge of the where the spike or the little corner pattern bit is. So just bringing it in kind of along that, I guess, triangle point in the leaf. Getting really hot with this light. It's 29 degrees today, so summer's coming on fast. It's still spring, but it seems like summer is coming on fast for sure here. I could put the fan on, but the problem is I've got a camera battery charging from when it died, so in case I need it again. And we just want to, I'm just going to add just slightly, if I can, slightly lighter area around these spots, just to make it a little lighter again, because I still think it's just slightly too dark for getting a nice blend. And I'll be 1 minute, that's fine. I'm back. Sorry, people are trying to ring because it's my mum's birthday today, so, and she's not here at the minute, so yeah. So we're just continuing just a little bit of some lighter areas around here, just to make it look a little more. We don't want to take over that point on the leaf much, because of the, I still want that to kind of show a bit where that goes, because we're going to bring our Manganese Violet around that area. So we want to bring it over all of those colours, as well as down a bit where this arrow goes. So all of these bits with that purple, we want to bring that, but we want to bring a bit of the purple down as well into it. I'm sort of not too worried about that point. I kind of just put that point there, I filled that in because I wanted to sort of be able to work the purple on stuff around it. So, and then we wanted just to add a bit of a lighter area along this purple bit here, because I kind of wanted to bring the spot into the center, more into the center of the leaf rather than just off the edge. So that's kind of how I'm working it around a bit, I guess you could say. Oh, and I forgot to do something I was asked to do on the colouring group yesterday too. Someone, the sister asked me to post a finished image of the lion, and I've got a couple of updates to do from the speed colouring, and then I'm going to try and edit this one and get it uploaded today and shared on the group as well. So I want to just bring this purple bit down to close to this edge, but just lighten it off towards that edge, and then we're just doing a little sort of lighter areas, but along here we want to leave that bit white along there. So yeah, so I've got a couple of things to do with the Facebook group, but I'm going to try and attempt those shortly after this, because I'm going to edit this, and I've got to do a speed colouring edit of it as well as a colour along edit. So I'm going to work on that, but I'll probably quickly update Facebook with yesterday's Medusa speed colouring, which, as you'll know, I've been just working on adding previous videos. Unfortunately, the current Johanna Basford video that I have finished, the part that I have finished on there, I can't particularly add that right now, unfortunately, because I've lost the first part, and it's kind of disappointing. I did find that I had the finished video of the first part, so I'm going to see if I can add that into Movie Maker, but I'm not sure if I can. So I'm going to have a look and see. But if I can't, then unfortunately I can't do that first video, but we'll see. I would like to be able to do a speed colouring thing of it, but if I've deleted the files or something's happened to the file, unfortunately I can't do it, as you will understand, I'm sure. So I kind of like how this colour texture is working with the other colours. I really am. But either way, those updates will be happening tonight once I've got this colour along finished, which I'll have to start dinner soon, so I'll probably have to pause working on it for a bit before dinner, but I'm thinking I might try and do one more lot of leaves before dinner. I'll have a look and see. It'll probably be these ones and these two down here. If I do, I'll probably try and do those before I pause, because I can edit and update Facebook and stuff whilst my mum's here after. And yeah. I kind of want to get the video done too before the TV and that's turned on after, so that I can get this up today and have a video for tomorrow, and yeah, it'll be good. That's my goals anyway. And I really hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. I'm just going to do a little bit of purple there, but not much, just along that edge, just because, well, that'll be more the pinks, I guess you could say. Next we want to come in with our dark flesh, and I'm actually going to bring a bit of that dark flesh in along here. That's why I just added a brief streak of the purple and just a little lightish area. Same for here, we're going to bring it over all the colours as well. And I'm actually liking how these colours are all coming together. It actually looks really nice with that, because I still feel it's not those, it's like a deeper, more earthy sort of tone with the colours that I've actually blended the purple with, because a lot of the purple is actually I guess, dulled out a bit, if that's how you'd say it, by having those more earthy red tones in it. It's kind of changed the colour of the purple quite a bit, but I still think that does kind of work. Well, I feel it works with the colour tones I was thinking of, like more of those sort of, these sort of tones, and I just feel having that colour there sort of does lift it more against all these reddy oranges. So yeah, pretty much I'm just going to play it by ear. Things will probably change slightly as I go, but I'm going to try and keep more of these sort of the olivey colours and the reddy oranges, but I probably am going to try and add in bits of these sorts of colour tones because it just, and like this colour tone, because it just does help it stop being too much of the same colour, I feel. Like I said, it was the oranges and pinks in it, but it's still a bit of pinks, but it's just adding in a bit of purple. But I've changed the purple colour a lot by adding like that brownish red, I feel. So that kind of still, to me, makes me think that, well, it's not leaning more towards the brighter colours again. It's still keeping those tones that I want, like those deeper, darker, sort of more foresty sort of tones. That's how I feel anyway. And then lastly, we want to bring in our light flesh tone, and I'm probably just more going to focus on that, more just on these purple areas and that, I think, because it's starting to, I think, get a bit much colour on the page, or a bit too much. I don't know, it just seems to be sort of getting that speckledy look to the page. Just lightly go over those outer areas I'm going to. I guess that's just the way the tooth of the paper is that's causing it, because it's like that on pretty much all of the leaves. So I guess it's just the tooth, the way, what is it, the way different pencils work on different tooths of paper. So some pencils work better on some types of paper than others. So I think that's basically what's happening there, from what I can tell. Just looking at something. I just don't want to lift any paper off if I can avoid it by putting too many layers on. But yeah. I actually think I might leave it at that for now and bring it back next time. I know it's only a few leaves, but we'll definitely continue it next time. Yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this anyway, and yeah, I'll see you next time for the next part. So I'll see you then. Bye.